Good evening and welcome to beautiful Case Arena in Frankfort, Indiana, the home of the hot dogs, where tonight they play host to the Western Boone Stars. It's a Sagamore Conference matchup here on the ISC Sports Network in cooperation with Hot Dog TV. Tonight's game is presented by the Eagles, post number 976. They are people helping people. By Day and Ginda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Mulberry Telecommunications. Mintel Fiber Services offer the best gig in town. Joined by Gene Kesterson, I am Sean Walker. And Gene, I am so blessed to get to be on a broadcast tonight with you, the legendary Hall of Famer Gene Kesterson. And here I am, just an alumni of Frankfort High School. So,
oh my gosh, you're awesome, though, Sean. The stuff you do for your kids and the communities. No. Is I who are fortunate to work with you.
Two-time Hall of Famer Gene Kesterson. Maybe one day I will actually get into a Hall of Fame. That is yet to be determined, and we'll see which one it is. Hopefully it's on the positive side. But for volleyball tonight, it's the Western Boone Stars. They come in with a record of 12-4 on the season. The Hot Dogs are 8-9. And we got two teams here. The Hot Dogs have won 4 in a row, kind of on a hot streak, but Western Boone looks really good this year.
They are good. They were at the state finals 2 years ago, runner-up. They lost to Andrain in 5. It's very close. Last year they were good, got beat by the state championship coach in 5. State championship team Providence. Terry Perica, I think, was the coach of the year. They got beat in 5. So they're a very good program. They have tradition on their side.
Tonight's pregame show is brought to us by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, putting family first. And the first item of business we have in our pregame show is to talk about our player to watch tonight, brought to us by Fiberhawk, fast, affordable Fiberhawk. And it's the setter for Frankfort, Jalen Smith. She's dealing with a little bit of knee bursitis, but she has been steady this year for the Hot Dogs.
She has. I mean, she has 316 assists and digs 116, which ranks her, I believe, like third on the team.
Yeah, she's having a great standout year, is the sophomore Jalen Smith. So we will feature her tonight as our player to watch, brought to us by Fiberhawk. We'll step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, more from Frankfort High School.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday Bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
The offensive source in this quarter. Brady, hello, has the first down. Smith tracks it down, shot at the buzzer. Sideline, he cuts it back. Can he get to the goal line? Stankham looks for his man and fell from the seat of his pants, makes the grab. Johnson gets by that first wave, bounces it outside. Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Lawrence Central.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Welcome back to Case Arena, the site of tonight's IHSAA volleyball matchup between Sagamore Conference rivals, the Frankfort Hot Dogs, and the Western Boone Stars. Let's take a look at our starting lineups first for the Western Boone Stars tonight, as they will start Emma Miller, Reagan Durbin, Alyssa White, Janie Ransom, Emerson Gott, Elena Christner, and Izzy Adams. Libero, there is Emma Miller. On the other side for the Frankfort Hot Dogs, they will start Ashley Zing, Ella McAtee, Morgan Harrington, Brooklyn Perry, Justine Thomas, and Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith was our player to watch here this evening. There's Coach Kia Rushton, been at Frankfort High School for quite some time now. And it seems like every year when we come, the program just keeps getting better and better. Tonight's starting lineup is brought to us by Ardente Dental. Healthy smiles start here. Gene, when I'm looking down through my notes for tonight's matchup, Western Boone has got some players on their squad now. Reagan Durbin, Janie Ransom, and Elena Christner all rank high in the Class 3A standings. As an example, Reagan Durbin, 314 kills, is second in Class 3A. Janie Ransom, the setter, 516 assists, is second in Class 3A. And Elena Christner, 50 blocks, is good for fourth in Class 3A. And at last ranking, at least according to Max Preps, they had Western Boone at number 10 in the 3A
number 10
standings on Max Preps.
I know Indiana, we do the Z rating, and
Yep.
they're not in the top 10. That's because of strength of the schedule.
Sure.
But Max Preps, yes. And, Coach Lawson's she's developed a great program there.
As they continue the starting lineups from Frankfort here tonight, let's take a look at our officials. Brought to us by Aaron's Flooring, where they offer luxury vinyl, plank, carpet installation, and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information or call 765-601-4145 for a free quote. Our officials tonight, we got Lynn and Rex Cornell. How about that?
Husband, wife.
Husband and wife duo.
Is your wife ready to go?
I've heard that husbands and wives that play together stay together.
That's true. That is true.
Or is that just one of those happy wife, happy life cliches?
Well, yes,
It's
true.
worked for
That's
me
true.
for 20 years now, so I guess that it's got to be somewhat correct, right?
It is. It's definitely true.
When you look at the conference standings for the Sagamore Conference, Tri-West sits atop at a 5-0 mark. Western Boone, though, unbeaten in conference play so far. They are 2-0, right behind them. And Frankfort, they're 1-3 in conference play, looking to try to get another victory here tonight. If there's one thing that could potentially benefit the Hot Dogs tonight, Gene, it's the fact that Western Boone has struggled a little bit on the road. They're 3-2 on the road this season, but their two losses, 17-1 Zionsville and 13-2 Noblesville. So
I think they're okay.
I think those are okay.
I think they're okay. Their strength of schedule is a little bit better, but in talking to Coach Rustin, it's they're serving much better. The passing's better. They're more consistent with their offense and defense, and their attitude is a lot better. She also commented that Bro Queen is playing very well, bringing energy, keeping the ball alive. They've had 4 wins in a row.
It's pretty impressive.
That is. I don't care. And they had 24 service aces against Sheridan. 24 service errors. Or excuse me, aces. Aces. Not errors, aces.
And we saw Sheridan last night.
Yes.
You and John Herrick
Yes.
on the ISC Sports Network got the Sheridan-Clinton Prairie volleyball matchup, and Sheridan looked pretty good last night.
They did.
They couldn't quite get over that hump, but it was a great back-and-forth battle with them and the Gophers.
It was like, okay, you have Clinton Prairie, you have a 7-point lead. Let's come back and tie it.
Yeah.
You have a 10-point lead. Let's come back and tie it. Let's see if we can go 5. No, it was good. No one quit. I love that. No one quit.
Frankfort will start with the serve first here tonight. It'll be Ashley Zing on the serve for Frankfort. Excuse me, that's actually Morgan Harrington, number 9. Harrington gets a hand on it here. Frankfort's got to play it over, and they do. Now an opportunity for Western Boone, and it's a big swing from the middle. Number 11.
That was very nice. He was up quick. I saw that their setter in warm-up the location was very good and very consistent. They have the offensive weapons. I mean, you can just see the hitters all ranked. If they stay in system, so first ball contact is going to be important.
So Western Boone out to a 1-0 lead. Frankfort goes on the attack. It's a nice swing, but Western Boone plays it well. Smith on the set. Frankfort, a little dink across there, gets the job done for Justine Thomas and the Frankfort Hot Dogs.
That was actually a great hit. Elbow high, found the donut, campfire, because they were playing a little bit deep. That was a smart shot.
Now Frankfort on the serve. This is Addie Keck, who just checked in. Makes a service error there. Service heads back over to Western Boone now. This will be number 2, Reagan Durbin. Again, we talked about Reagan leading the team in kills and second in Class 3A. She gets 6.3 kills per set.
Coach says that 80 to 85% of the offense goes through her. We'll set her back row, is what we're going to see pretty soon.
And you see right away she gets the ace there on the serve, so she's not at the net attacking per se in this rotation right now, but she's doing a great job from the service line.
Well, what do you see her hit back row? The coach is saying she's doing, she's adapted well for the back row attack. 24
aces on the season, make it 25 for Durbin before this service error gives the service back to Frankfort. Another substitution will take place here as number 5, Ella McAtee, will come back in. That'll send the libero. Number 15, Caroline Queen. Queen hits the floor with a nice dig. Now the set. Big left-handed swing, block there, but swinging through the block that time was number 30, Elena Christner.
That was a nice play on both sides. I mean, the block was set there, just a little touch. They could have played it over, but it's so tight to the net. This is going to be a great game.
I've always enjoyed, because we get to see Frankfort quite a bit throughout the season, and I've always enjoyed when you see Frankfort in games 1 or 2 of the year, they are a much different team then than they are in games 15, 16, 17.
Absolutely.
And you can just start to see them, the defense get in the right position for blocks, and they start making plays and communicating. It doesn't always transition to wins, but it shows you that Coach Rushton's doing a great job.
Absolutely. I don't actually, this is strange from a coach, I don't care about the wins as long as we're performance. Focus on performance, the success will follow.
Serve sent across here as Western Boone is out to a 5-2 lead, and it'll be an ace.
Okay, communication could have picked up on Frankfort's side. The ball, no one was going after it. Someone, at least from the bench or coach, should have said, name and go.
3 seniors on this varsity roster for Western Boone. Emma Miller, who's handling the service duty now. Ellis Shepard, who we've not seen quite yet. And Elena Christner, who we mentioned a minute ago, and this one is in.
I called it good.
You are sitting in a great eye view right on that line, too.
I know. Line judge, I overruled him, but that's okay. Now, speaking of lost seniors, Western Boone lost 7 seniors from last year's team.
That's usually hard to replace, and here they sit at 12-4.
That's what a program does.
Christner sends this one in just a little long there. Great idea as it was open, but
it was
2 feet too far.
Yeah, the arm was too slow, I think, to finish the hit. Your volleyball, the right side is perfect for right lefties, but because you don't see them very often.
Big kill from the back row. What a hammer there from Reagan Durbin.
Yep.
The junior. And if that doesn't strike fear in opponents to say, we got to deal with her again next year?
Yes. Actually, I believe she's already committed, let me get this here, to Middle Tennessee State. So she's junior, committed.
Yeah,
play college
get
volleyball.
Your future plans, get them organized out of the way. You can just play carefree now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
7-4 lead, Western Boone up 3. That blocked at the net. They're a duo. As Gott and Shepard were at the net for Western Boone on the block, and it ends up a point for Western Boone.
Frankfort just playing so much better. They may not be scoring the points, but they're in the flow a lot more than before. It looks almost like the fear's out of them.
Much more focused and deliberate approach from Frankfort. I know you got a chance to see them the other night.
Yes.
And I know it's early. We're only 13 points into game number 1 here. But have you seen a difference between the other night and tonight?
Yes, the flow of the game. Kids are going for balls. Their positioning offensively and defensively is better. And I'm hearing them from up here. They called in and out. Before it was kind of quiet. Everyone's kind of afraid. No, they're much improved. Then again, WEBO's a really, really strong opponent. So
Ashley Zing will come in. She was the libero last year for this team. She's listed as a potential libero on the roster this year, but it's Queen wearing that libero jersey. And I know I say libero, and you say?
Actually, it's libero.
Libero.
It came into the men's game. It's an Italian term, means free range, and that was so the men typically don't have the long rallies, and they're trying to get people interested to watch TV and stuff, so they had the bro. And it's actually It's been pretty good. All you have to do is ask collegiate teams like, okay, I'm 6'7". I'm not going to have to play back row. Yes.
The serve handled by Zink. Smith will go to Queen. She'll just punch it across. Now a free opportunity here for Western Boone. Big swing. It's Durbin again, and boy, it's dangerous. You don't want to send a lot of free ball opportunities across the net and let Western Boone just get into that rhythm.
Absolutely. Right now, they need to send the balls deep. Right now, they're just making the passes too easy. But if they're in system, WEBO's going to be tough to beat.
Western Boone already 12-4, 2-0 in conference, as we've mentioned. They've got a heck of a schedule coming up. They've already played Noblesville, McCutcheon, Zionsville, teams that are, perennial. I can't say the word.
That's okay. They're good.
They're good. Thank you. And up next, just Harrison. They're 15-4 on the season. And then right after that, let's just go against Central Catholic, who's 13-3. So pretty tough schedule headed their way.
Exactly. But honestly, everyone gets into the tournament in Indiana. It's not like other states.
Yeah.
Why not play the best to see what you can do against the best competition and get you ready for sectional, regional, semi-state, and so on.
That's the same sentiment that was always shared by another volleyball Hall of Famer, and Connie Garrett from this area.
She was pretty good. She was very good. Legendary coaches of Indiana. Seriously.
It is fun.
I was only 8 at the time. No, I'm like
Did you ever get a chance to coach against her? Did your teams ever cross paths that you remember?
When did she coach?
It would have been early 80s through late 90s, I think, is maybe even early 2000s when she retired. But
yes, I would have. I'm not sure because the classes came in later. So, yes, I started coaching back at 89 as a volunteer assistant.
Yep.
And then in 2090, I was head coach. So, I mean, that Lafayette Jeff was good with Gail Gripe then, too.
Yeah, Gail Gripe's another name.
There's a lot of great coaches in Lafayette.
Linda Barnett was at Clinton Central. It's just another name from this local area that was
absolutely
always highly competitive. Always had some great teams, and her teams didn't get the sectional wins and the notoriety because Connie was at Clinton Prairie, and it was like that's who they would run into.
We say Connie, also say Marianne Smith. She did okay at Purdue, too. Yeah,
Marianne Smith was pretty good. Connie definitely had some talent that came through the small areas and cornfields of Clinton Prairie. Zing hits the deck there for the Hot Dogs, unable to come up with one.
A 2-hit attack. It was open. But one thing you have to understand, really, you only need 7 kids to develop a strong team.
Yeah.
A program, if you get 3 from each class, you can develop a strong program.
It's a great way to look at it. There is a big swing from Brooklyn Perry, and we have not called her name yet.
No, but you will because that was sweet.
The sophomore.
But also the pass was perfect. The set had great location on it. And she was like, no, I can hit the ball too. You got to love attitude like that.
Brooklyn, we saw a lot of flashes of greatness last year as a freshman. And you just knew, and when she starts to put it all together, she's going to be pretty darn good. And she still has a couple more seasons to figure that out, as Durbin has figured it out for Western Boone. And she even said, all right, well, one of my teammates didn't want to 5 me. I'll 5 myself there.
Yes. Well, the pass, it was a perfect pass. So when you track pass, we always had someone on the bench, a coach to it. If they can set 3 hitters, right now it's 4 because back row, I guess, I don't know, but 3 hitters, that's a perfect pass. So that was a perfect pass. They need to hit a little bit or serve a little bit. Okay, that was, okay, let it go.
Quick set there by Smith, nearly caught Western Boone asleep, and then Durbin takes a beautiful angle cross court and able to put it in.
Okay, so what do you do? What would you do, Sean, if you had to stop Durbin in the front line?
I would you'd have to send 2 blockers probably, right? I mean,
well, they are putting 2. But she's attacking line and she's attacking cross court.
So you've got me there.
I don't know if I like that. But anyway, you would align your defense, 2 players back on the line and 1 deep on the line.
Okay.
So 2 blockers.
Try to take those away and make her come.
Channel the ball to a different location. But you need to make sure you have line because she's hitting over the setter, or at the present time.
10-point lead here for Western Boone. This is why I love the opportunity to get to call a game with you, because I get to learn a little bit more when it comes to the actual strategy and setup to this game. That's the one thing that over the years I've always been able to just kind of talk my way through these broadcasts, and I know, here today with you, you're going to set me straight on a few things if I get out of line.
I will not set you straight. I will try to educate you, because if you're excited about this game, we can teach you and you can coach.
Ooh, I don't know.
Boys volleyball is exploding across the state.
Frankfort Eagles is our sponsor tonight here in this part of the match, serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. Also tonight, it's brought to us by Healthy Communities of Clinton County, where the coalition is committed to reducing the risk factors that contribute to chronic disease, including health disparities, by decreasing stigma and encouraging policy, system, and environmental changes. Make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. Before those sponsorships reads that I had to sneak in there, you mentioned boys volleyball, and
yes,
that's one of the things over the, last 5 to 10 years, because I'm terrible with time anymore. The ISC always has the state finals.
Yes.
For boys volleyball every year, and I enjoy that event.
It's
cool.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
This past year, Roncalli won. The year before, Roncalli won. Their coach is really, really good. That's my brother. So I decided to throw that in.
There you go.
They finished.
But he learned everything he's teaching from you, right? I mean, obviously.
Well, actually, he coached under my dad, who was a freshman coach when he was at Cathedral he went to Southport High School.
Okay.
But boys volleyball is the fastest growing sport in the country, or it will be. Right now, track and field is, with the numbers since the last one. But there are some states that will have it sanctioned, like Indiana, that haven't added the participants. So,
you and I were talking before the broadcast started, too, the participation and the attendance at volleyball across the whole landscape, whether male or female. Even at the collegiate level, we saw 92,000 at an outdoor volleyball match earlier this year. And, I mean, they're going to have to start playing in some bigger arenas. I don't think they're going to be able to pass these smaller arenas off anymore.
Wisconsin Marquette, 17,000 plus, new whatever. So these women, if they choose to play at the next level, are going to be, girls, are going to have an opportunity to play in some huge crowds.
And that's always fun.
It is.
I know even back in, our heyday, I'll say my heyday in the 90s of going, and I watched the Clinton Prairie Gophers at that time. I was a Frankfort grad, but we watched the Clinton Prairie Gophers that won in the 90s. And, man, that atmosphere was crazy. It was so loud, and the chanting and the student sections, and it inspired you. It was fun.
I think you could be a coach. That was a nice back row attack. Durbin, roll shot, found the campfire. She's very smart, too. That helps.
22-9, your score is Western Boone's opened up a pretty large lead here in set one. Nice little punch across there from Frankfort as Lily Rockhold scores the point for Frankfort.
But Frankfort's not quitting. I mean, they're still competing on every play. The tips and roll shots, different shot selection, that will happen. So,
the huge benefit to Frankfort is obviously they've got some upperclassmen, but when you're looking at a lot of the names that we've called so far here tonight, Rockhold, who had the point a minute ago, Brooklyn Perry, who had that big hit earlier, Jalen Smith is our player to watch, and Carolyn Queen, the libero.
Yes.
Those are all freshmen and sophomores.
Yes.
Future's bright.
It is.
A great swing there.
Then they're not quitting.
Is that a roll shot? Is that what they call that?
No, that was a placement shot. A roll shot would be, she had a little bit more follow through, elbow extended. Had a little bit more speed than the roll shot. We have some teaching for.
Yeah, I
have
hear
some video homework you have to watch.
I do some games with Laura Archibald, a former collegiate volleyball player, and I hear her say that quite a few times during a broadcast, and I've always wondered what it was, and I've just never asked. But I feel comfortable asking you about it tonight. How about that?
Well, okay, so last night when their elbow didn't roll back, it was always in front, and they just reached up.
Okay,
with
gotcha.
this elbow extension. There was no tipping of the right shoulder or anything, so that was a roll shot.
Gotcha.
I'll let you know when we have one.
Sweet.
Okay.
Set point here for Western Boone. They have the serve. Rockhold goes back corner and finds an opening. Nice play there again by Lily.
Placement shot.
Rockhold will check out. Zing will come back in as well as Thomas.
Again, they're not quitting. Frankfurt's not quitting.
Nearly set that in the wrong place, but in, and a great play there. That'll be the game winner for Western Boone here in set number 1. Nice shot. We'll talk more about our matchup when we come back. Western Boone takes set 1, 25-12 over Frankfort. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Frankfort High School. Set number 1 goes to Western Boone as they took it 25-12. Tonight's game is brought to us by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Ginda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and be the family you need. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Home offers, please visit dayandginda.com. And I know our students who are helping us behind the scenes tonight on Hot Dog TV, making up part of our outstanding ISC Sports Network crew tonight, got the opportunity to film a commercial for Day and Ginda that will be on the airwaves and games here pretty soon.
I'm so impressed. I'm so jealous because I did work with the broadcasting class at Cathedral, trying to get that started, and I'm so impressed with what these gentlemen are doing and their studio.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty. But I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I was jealous before I got the unveiling of the new studio today.
Oh, you did?
But I am glad, and I'm very happy to see that this partnership between the ISC Sports Network and Hot Dog TV is paying dividends for the students, and that it just seems to be benefiting everyone involved, and including our sponsors like Day and Ginda. And so hats off to everyone.
Absolutely. I mean, people from Florida, people from other countries can watch Frankfort hot dogs.
Isn't that the beauty of technology these days?
It is. Hopefully it's going to open up some doors for these gentlemen. It's exploding. These schools are having it. Someone said they're going to have a middle school. Frankfort maybe middle is going to go to a career center and they want to have it in the middle school. I'm so impressed.
I've got ideas for them, and we've talked about it a little bit when we get to that point. So I know they're doing some fundraising now. If you are financially able and want to help, reach out to Superintendent Dr. Matt Rhoda and let him know you want to pledge some money towards that program.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
We would love to have that center.
That would be wonderful for the students.
Western Boone won set 1. They'll have the serve here to start set number 2. And back to serve is Janie Ransom. Played across by Thomas. Western Boone's got to send it over, and that time Durbin sent it just wide of the floor.
Again, trying to attack line. Frankfort did have a defensive player on the sideline deep, so they made some adjustments. It looks as if they made some adjustments during the set change.
So this will be Tiffany Zink Number 6 back to serve for Frankfort. A big left-handed swing there. Again from Elena Christner, 6'2" senior.
That'll work. That'll work. It's hard, honestly, to practice blocking a left-handed hitter because how many left-handed players do you have in the gym?
For sure.
And the alignment is different.
I know playing baseball back in the day, it was that way at the high school level. You didn't see a lot of left-handed pitchers. And it seemed like when you did, they were always good. It was tough to simulate that in practice. They go back to her here. She finds a spot in the middle. Is great effort by the Hot Dogs, but nobody home.
It's almost like they're playing a little deep for Durbin's head, and then they're just finding the underseam, the hole in the middle. Again, smart hit.
Durbin on the jump serve. A couple of Hot Dogs converge there. They'll just send it across, and now a great opportunity here for Western Boone. They go back to Christner, and she is 3 for 3.
That was a nice play. It was a combination play. Ran a 1 and then a back, almost back 2, back 1.5. So hard to block that because you don't know which one you're supposed to get your hands in front of. That was a very nice play.
Durbin on the serve again. Floats this one across. Opportunity for Rockhold. She got a good swing, but Christner was there as well as Alyssa Whitty. I want to apologize. I said White during the starting lineups. It is Whitty.
I think she's playing okay. She got over it. But
She forgave me?
That was a nice swing. The block was just there.
Nice serve. Smith plays it just a little too far there, trying to keep it in play, and well, they made him pay. I didn't see the number that time in the middle from Western Boone, but it might have been Whitty.
But Frankfort needs to work on their first ball contact. Their pass has been maybe one. We can set one hitter or just get it up and give them a free ball. So
here's another one of those opportunities that you're talking about.
Exactly.
Where you want whoever's receiving that pass to be able to get a good pass to the setter so you can get into system.
Absolutely. So they switched serve receive it a little bit. Okay.
That time Rockhold couldn't get around the ball enough to be able to keep it in play, and it'll be an early timeout here for Coach Rushton as they find themselves down 7-1. This portion of our broadcast brought to us by FiberHawk, now available FiberHawk fiber internet. Super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, just visit fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable, FiberHawk. And while we got time, we want to thank Aaron's Flooring tonight. They offer luxury vinyl plank, carpet installation, and more. Visit aaronsflooringllc.com for more information or call 765-601-4145 for a free quote. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors that help make these broadcasts possible on the ISC Sports Network. If you're tuning in here tonight, our next broadcast, well, we've got Frankfort twice next week, actually. We will have Tipton at Frankfort on September 19th. That'll be here at Case Arena, and then we have Frankfort at Clinton Prairie on Thursday. So we'll get to see these Hot Dogs quite a bit in the coming future.
That sounds kind of funny to hear, but yes, but I can't wait to see the improvement.
For sure.
Yes, so this is very good. I have timeout, perfect pass.
Perry had to reach back for that one. It still got some pretty good velocity on it. Diving effort by Queen, 2 players converging. Good to see everybody get up and okay as Harrington and Queen nearly collided there.
But still, they had a good effort on it. It was not going to hit the ground. As a coach, I'm like, okay, we'll get the next one then. If they're just standing there looking at the ball, that's no-go.
Western Boone trying to get back on their winning ways as that serve goes a little long. They've dropped 2 straight, again, to Noblesville and McCutcheon, 2 very good volleyball teams in their own right. But prior to those 2 losses, Gene, they had won 8 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, just rattling off victories.
Against quality opponents.
Christner sends it across. Zing finds Smith. Rockhold. And the block was there. Christner and Whitty again in great position at the net.
Just try to wipe out the hands. So thumb went high and try to wipe it, but the block, they sealed it with the right hand and penetrated back to 6. I know you all know what that means, don't you, Sean?
I do.
Okay, I'm so proud of you.
Penetrated back to 6. I got it. I think that's what you said. Back corner play here. And just a little long, so Western Boone comes away with the point. I will say this, we talked about Elena Christner having 50 blocks and that being good for 4th in Class 3A, for teams that report to Max Preps. And I can see why tonight. Not only does she have good size and good arm length, but her positioning with her body, she does a great job of squaring up
Absolutely.
to the net, to the ball, and we haven't seen a net violation from them tonight.
I know. That's because last night there was several.
Quite a few,
yes,
yeah.
But I think part of the net is better here. It's a little bit tighter, to be honest with you. But the positioning, the position is good. And like you said, okay, where's zone 6 on the court?
That is middle right, middle back.
Thank you. Very good.
Back
John.
right.
Oh, my gosh. But you want to block it back to the middle of the court.
Thank you for trying to help me through that, by the way.
But you're learning. No, and you're excited about the game.
Let us be the first to welcome you to the Fiber Hood. Mintel Fiber Optic Services offers super fast, reliable internet with gigabit speed, streaming TV packages, and voice solutions. Sign up today at Mintel.net. That's MINTEL.net or call 296-2885 for more information. Mulberry Telecommunications recently just fibered to the town of Jefferson and have started to begin installations in Flora, Bringhurst, Cutler as they grow further into Carroll County. So very excited for one of my 4 jobs. Able to get through the block that time was Rockhold.
Had a little slide approach, went behind the setter. They didn't connect the last time, but this time they did. And the timing and the footwork was much better for the setter and the hitter.
I love the fact that Rockhold swung away there, too. She'd been a little timid with the blocks being in position earlier. And there is Christner again.
Just using the hands. But there was effort for Frankfort. Again, I'm looking at both squads, and Frankfort's making effort instead of just letting it hit. As a coach, I'm trying to find the positives from both sides.
Trailing by 9 here in set number 2. But no quit in the Dogs. They will continue to fight all night long. That's something that Coach Rushton she's always had. I mean, even when her teams have had rough years or maybe underperformed, they've always played hard. Another big swing there, and they're going to say it was out, ruled out. Frankfort gets the point, and Ashley Zing checks back in for the Hot Dogs.
I thought it was out. I'm not sure what the replay showed, but I thought it was out. And it was so good call and opened up to the ball, which told her teammates, hey, it's out of bounds.
Special thank you to Athletic Director Ed Niehaus for welcoming the ISC crew and Hot Dog TV crew into his arena here tonight to bring this contest to you. Principal Cindy Long as well. Familiar names and faces from days when I graced the halls at Frankfort High School as an alumni.
And it's still standing. That's amazing, isn't it?
It's still standing.
So that was a tough ball. Ball hit the top of the tape. It's just going to fall. So
that lead's still at 9. So Western Boone continues to put pressure on the Hot Dogs, and tonight it's really been, Gene, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the serve-receive game has been the difference.
Absolutely.
The Hot Dogs have struggled a little bit getting into system, getting their offense going off that first pass.
First ball contact. You heard it with even the Stanford-Nebraska game, with the college games. It was Purdue and Kentucky. First ball contact. Okay. First ball contact. One hitter.
They send it over. Here comes the set, the big swing, and the block was there that time by Thomas. They get it to Durbin. Queen's there for the dig. Frankfort gets it across. Here comes another set. They go back to Durbin, and this time the dink is enough to get it across.
The dink. Oh, my gosh.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Am I making up words?
No.
Okay,
that's
good.
a 90s thing. So
it makes sense
It's
then.
a tip.
that is the terminology I hear a lot more often.
It's tip.
Now.
But that's okay. A dink just ages you.
I come from the days before rally scoring, so I know a little bit about the
when you can
volleyball
block
from
the
others.
serve.
I've gotten a lot of coaches and former players' opinions on that over the years. Were you excited when they went to rally scoring versus you could only score when you were serving?
The games went quicker. When I first started playing in the 70s at Ball State, it was side-out scoring with a clock.
Yeah.
And the score is 8-8, and so you just keep playing. I do, but it's tougher to play because every error you make, the other team scores a point.
Yeah.
I want to do a basketball game where you travel, the other team scores a point. You miss your free throw, the other team scores a point.
You throw it out of bounds, the other team gets a point.
Yeah,
that would be that's a great analogy. I've never thought about it that way.
Ooh.
There's a block from Perry.
It was out.
Just wide of the court, but
she was there.
Love the fact that
they
she's
were
in
there.
position.
Kind of look, there's a look through the net. Well, I'm not sure, I can't see, but some players might look through the net and go, I got you next time. Not say that because you can't do that. Not with the name of your school in the back. No, you don't do that.
17-5 now. Perry gets a swing. Well, you can see when she gets an opportunity, and she looks really good. Just hasn't been that many opportunities to set her up tonight.
But still, there will be. I mean, what year is she here? Junior?
Sophomore.
Sophomore? Oh, my gosh. Future's bright. She'll get it.
As the great Jerry Baker would call it, is sophomore.
Sophomore?
It emphasizes the O in the middle.
Yeah. Her approach was a little too early. You want to start slow, and you don't want to stop at all, so you need to accelerate, and she was under the ball. Again, this is Coach up here talking.
Zing's got to send it over. Unable to get anything on that one. It's into the net. Another point for the Western Boone Stars.
Again, try to send it over. Maybe just free ball, which is free ball over, middle of the court, or high, except you hit the scoreboard. And give your team time to get back to defensive position.
Substitution there is Morgan Whitty checked in. Number 44 for Western Boone, listed at 6'2", just a junior. So
that's okay.
That's some good height to have on your squad.
They grow them bigger, WEBO, don't they? Western Boone.
For sure.
Everything goes in waves.
They've had quite a bit of success at Western Boone over the last few years with football. You know, volleyball's come along. They've had some good sports teams. Hats off to Athletic Director Jeremy Dexter over there at Western Boone. His coaches, his programs coming along, getting things done.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful that for not only the kids, but the entire community.
You know, not a bad idea considering what you were up against. It was the third. You had to just get it over.
Yes, take a shot on it.
If she put a little less on it, that might have found its way in.
Exactly, because the line judge was like, okay, that was out.
2 points now for the set for Western Boone. We'll put them up 2-0. Justine Thomas sends it across. Diving effort. Frankfort in a scramble again. Smith sends it over. Big swing, and Durbin putting the team on her shoulders there and saying, let me go get this one. And the bench loves that as well for the Western Boone Stars.
They ran a combination play. They ran a one, and then they did almost like a two ball, about a few feet off the setter, able to cut back to her left, and that's usually open.
One of the times that Frankfort's had a nice serve receive, they find Perry. She hammers it home.
Kind of like, yeah, give me the ball. I can hit it. I love the attitude, though. Communicating with her team members, that's wonderful.
Morgan Harrington checks in. You know, I officially feel older because a lot of these names and players that are on the floor they're friends of mine. It's their kids. Like, And here they are. They're juniors and seniors in high school. What happened, Gene?
I went to a game on Tuesday night, and I look at the names. I go, I went to high school with their grandparents. And that's okay. It was good.
Oh, big hit there. Wow, what an angle and vision. And that's going to seal it here for set number 2, 25-7. Your final in this one, Western Boone up 2-0. We'll be back with what could be a final, set 3, right after these messages from our sponsors.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Back at Frankfort High School, where the visitors, Western Boone, has a 2-0 set lead against the Frankfort Hot Dogs. You see the scores on your screen there. Our third set tonight brought to us by our friends at Ardente Dental, where they offer high-tech dentistry with a personal touch. Whether you're a brand new patient or have been with them for years, they're here to serve you. Give them a call at 654-7222 or visit them online at ardentedental.com. Ardente Dental, we bring smiles to life. Also, now available FiberHawk Internet. Super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable FiberHawk. It's been a dominating performance tonight so far for Western Boone, kind of putting the Sagamore Conference on notice and saying, hey, Tri-West, I know that you're 5-0 right now, but if I could be a fly on the wall during that match, or just I may have to buy a ticket and go watch it,
I
to be
think you
honest with
should.
you.
Or broadcast it, get the,
That might be a nice showdown to see who reigns in conference supremacy here as the season continues to roll on.
Their ball control's good. The serve, they have aggressive servers. Ball control's good, and they have dominant hitters. That's a nice combination.
Up next for Frankfort, it doesn't get any easier. They go up against Benton Central, who seems like year in and year out tough. They have not been defeated yet this season. They are 15-0, and that's another school that continues to just grow them tall. They always have players and hitters and just pretty tough.
Well, actually, the sport is attracting the taller female athletes. I can just because other sports are a little bit more aggressive, and this one, there's that net in between, so you don't have someone leaning on you.
Yeah, this is kind of that perfect sport tailor-fitted for those longer players, as that one's hammered home there. Western Boone jumps out to a 1-0 lead, and Elena Christner checks back in for the Stars. Western Boone, their next opponent will be Harrison.
They're okay.
Followed by Central Catholic, and so a couple of Tippecanoe County opponents headed their way as they continue down their march through the season. Western Boone coming off of a couple of back-to-back sectional tournaments, or sectional championships, I should say, in both 21 and 22. And won regionals as well in both years and made a semi-state appearance.
Yeah, last year they got beat.
Semi-state, yeah.
Yeah, they got beat by the eventual state championship team, Providence, Terry Perica's team, who's doing well again this year after graduating several key players. So volleyball in Indiana is very special. We're one of the top. Last year we were one of the top 3 states. We're third in the country having kids play on the top 25 D1 college programs.
And, Gene, I have to brag on you a little bit because most players and coaches they may make it to a state championship game. They may never get there. You were there 16 times. You won it 8 times. And when I said that earlier, I could tell that you were thinking about the eight losses. Like, I should have a few more rings here, maybe.
Well, 4 runner-up. That was tough. The tough ones were the – yes, back-to-back.
I love
in
the competitive.
04 and 05.
I love the competitive fire. Perry able to get a good swing on it. Western Boone there with a nice dig. A little too strong, though, and a nice job by Frankfort of just not only putting some pressure on Western Boone, but keeping the ball in play.
The communication is so much better now than it was the last time we were here doing doing a Frankfort game. They're talking, here, you go there, it's out. I mean, I'm hearing it from up here.
It amazes me that they're 17 games in, because normally I would have called 4 or 5 of the Frankfort volleyball matches by now, and this is my first time seeing Frankfort's volleyball team this season.
Well, where have you been? They do sell tickets. You can get in.
Yeah, I had a few unfortunate events, but we're here. Had to call in back up and enlist Mr. John Herrick to come over, which he does a much better job broadcasting than I do. I play this position. He's
very professional. Yeah. You're kind of like, we're going to have some great time watching some volleyball.
Sure, why not?
And it helps that you walk the halls of Frankfort.
I try to bring a little bit of the community flair to the broadcast.
Absolutely. I did not see your name on any of the Wall of Fame.
You won't.
Okay.
You won't. No. That's not going to be there. Great diving effort there from the Hot Dogs. They continue to hit the floor, and, man, I know the pain of hitting this floor in this gym.
There's a technique that you have to do. So if you notice a lot of women collegiate, some of those have you have the long sleeves, so it's more of a slide. The men would do a diving catch, and basketball probably just hit the floor.
Yeah.
They do teach techniques. That was a double quick that Western Boone ran the last play. There it's running again. This time they set the front one.
Right down the middle there, driven home, Western Boone.
First ball contact had 3 options.
You know, you were on the broadcast last night with Clinton Prairie, and Coach Kathy Martin of the Gophers played in that alumni game here at Case Arena back in August, and she wasn't going to let her age get the best of her. She was doing this, like, perfect shoulder roll technique that I know she's teaching other players to do.
Yes.
But it was, like, all over the floor. She was all over the place. Pretty fun to watch.
Coaches are a little competitive.
This portion of our broadcast tonight brought to us by Frankfort Eagles, number 976. They've been serving the community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. The Frankfort Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street in Frankfort. We want to thank Billy Burge and the Frankfort Eagles for their sponsorship this season. And you'll notice if you stay tuned at the end of this broadcast, even though Frankfort doesn't look like they will pull this one out tonight, and I know it's early, they could still come back. We will still have a, Frankfort Eagles Clinton County player of the game, so a Frankfort player will be named as a player of the game tonight. Kudos to them for honoring a local athlete, sometimes even in defeat, but showcasing their ability and effort here this evening. 6-3 out of the timeout. And if Coach Rushton had 40 timeouts per set, it may benefit her, because every time she has called a timeout tonight, Gene, they've dialed up something nice there.
2. You're allowed 2 shots.
She needs 40.
Oh, my gosh. That was beautiful. That was a smart play set. Setter took the second over, dumped behind her. That was open.
It's been fun, because I know last year Jalen Smith, as a freshman setter, coming in and taking over for Lindsey Gay, who was here for 3 or 4 years on the varsity. And so Jalen comes in as a freshman. You could tell there were struggles. I'm so happy to see her playing like that. And just that play right there is not one that she would have made last year. But very quickly, you can tell the mentality has come along and now is matching the skill set as well.
Like right there, she squared up so she could set. And the hitter, it's easier if the setter squares up, that the hitter can identify where the location of the ball is going to go. Much easier. So that was good for the hitter. It didn't work out well. but there's still the next time.
Justine Thomas comes back in for the Hot Dogs. Addie Keck will check out. One of the 3 sophomores on this year's Frankfort varsity lineup. Ooh. Big swing by Rockhold. A nice job, though, to protect her face. Number 13 is listed as Emma Miller on their roster. So I've got to think that I was going to go to the JV 13 as Jade Strong, but that may not be right either because there's a handful of players for. Or, you know what it could be?
No.
It could be that number 1 is Olivia Smith.
Number 1 is Olivia Smith.
They're both listed as can have the ability to be number 1 or a different number, and that is my error this evening, so I apologize.
Number 1 is the bro, so she's wearing a different colored uniform. So some schools only have certain bros, libero or bro or libero if you're from Indiana.
Yeah, libero.
Oh, my. Hit the tape and went over, ace.
Love the celebration in the middle of the floor there as well.
That's volleyball. I mean, you watch collegiate games and the bench, you don't sit down, you stand, and there's celebrations after each one.
I'm a girl dad anyway, Gene, but I'm telling you, I thoroughly enjoyed watching the softball NCAA championships. Yes. And when they get rain delays, they have dance-offs. I mean, there's just so much fun that comes from that.
Yes.
Smith. Frankfort gets it across. Durbin, big hit. Blockers were there but couldn't knock it down. Just able to get a ricochet on it. Another point for Western Boone.
So the block, that's what you want to do. If you can't get it, you get a deflection, and hopefully the defense is going to track it down, and you can take somewhat of a healthy swing on it. Yes.
Smith tried to go over quick there, and what a heads-up play by Durbin on that front row. Just the vision. It's always amazed me is to be able to look for the ball because you play as a former baseball player. They tell you keep your eye on the ball. To be able to do that, but then also look across the net and know where I'm going to play it at is always amazed me how volleyball players do that.
Huge part of it is volleyball IQ, but the other part is you can feel the rhythm of the game. Okay, as some older people from Nebraska, I'm saying that because they travel anywhere the Nebraska team went, and they're there. It says like a dance. Here, watch this. Okay, as they go coverage, this side moves. Okay, so one side moves, the other side, it's a dance from one team to another.
Gotcha.
And that's the part. It's kind of interesting because that's what the gentleman was saying. The wife went, okay, you're watching this as a dance. Okay. All right. Here, but watch this. Watch the dance.
We need to get you not a teleprompter. What's the little thing you can draw on so you can show us little?
Yes, that would be fun.
That was a big hit there in the back row of Frankfort. Ella McAtee did the best she could to just try to play it and protect herself at the same time.
Another good thing about volleyball, this is the closest team sport for any team sport. You have 12 players playing in a 30 by 60 area. Your bench is right next to you. It's not like basketball, other sports where they're not close at all. You can hear them. That was a nice shot.
Goes back corner.
And your fans are right there. And in some states like Indiana, you don't switch benches. So
yeah, that was one of the changes they made during the COVID year.
Yes.
And they've stuck to it. I've noticed that they've not gone back to swapping sides every other game.
Absolutely, because most schools it wouldn't matter. However, there are some gyms in which this is going to sound strange, the wind currents have a dramatic impact on the outcome of the game.
Wow.
That's great. Almost.
Good, powerful swing. Zing tries to get there. She gets up and says, my bad. But as a fan watching, I don't know what else she could have done there, really.
No.
Just try to get it up in the air.
Just actually get her hand around the ball. Instead of underneath the ball, ricochet, you block it.
Gotcha.
And bring it back. Another advantage for Frankfort right now, the setter typically plays the right back position defensively or the right front, so the coach is there to communicate with their setter more. Whereas you look over here, and Coach Lawson has to talk all the way across the net or do some type of hand signal. So, I mean, your quarterback's right there on the sideline.
Yeah, it is nice for sure. I'm kind of glad they've stuck to it. Healthy Communities of Clinton County want to let you know that recovery is possible. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, reach out to Healthy Communities at 659-6063, or you can visit them online at healthyclintoncounty.org. They have the new Trinity Hope Recovery Center here in town. We were able to stop by there as the students helped film a commercial for Healthy Communities this year. It actually turned into 2, and it's a really cool facility. It's an old church. The congregation was down, so they kind of merged with another church, and now the church has been taken over, and it's become a recovery center. And
that's wonderful.
They put on events to help people stay on a straight path. And
that's wonderful.
There's counselors that are there pretty much all day long, and you can schedule appointments. And through the summer, people that maybe are homeless or don't have anywhere to go, they'll go and they'll cool off for a while. They'll get some snacks, and
that's wonderful.
It's amazing all the different things that Healthy Communities does for our community. And we're so glad to have them as a sponsor and able to showcase some of that.
Nice to have a small town sometimes, huh?
For sure.
Oh, my gosh. That's what we're supposed to do, isn't it? Take care of each other.
Smith goes to Perry. Great job by Western Boone. Wow, what an effort. They hit the floor once again. 16-6, make that 17-6 as Durbin.
That was a nice swing. The line was available, dropped the thumb a little bit, and just swung hard. She's got a quick arm swing. It makes it a little bit harder to block because if you don't penetrate, it's past you.
Over the years I've seen some hitters that hit straight down, and she's almost got one that takes off at a trajectory and then dies. It kind of falls off at the end.
A top spin.
Yeah.
So you want to follow through to get the top spin. If you have back spin, the ball's going to stay up in the air a little bit longer. So
I wish I could figure that out in my golf swing.
Or were you a pitcher?
I was.
Okay.
I don't know that I did that right either. That's probably why my shoulders all tore up. 18-6 the lead for Western Boone.
Oh.
They're able to go back row again as a lot of players up around the net, and only Zing and Queen back there in the back row to defend.
But that was a nice effort. I mean, reached out, laid out, just have to get the back of the ball. Excuse me. Yeah, the back of the ball. Block it to bring it up. But at least there was effort. Didn't look and stop and go, well, I can't get it.
One thing that we need to showcase tonight is you get an ace here from the Stars is Ashley Zing's shoes, man. Those are nice. Those are like highlighter pink up here.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm a shoe buff. I like shoes.
Are you really?
I am.
Yeah, you're baseball. Okay.
Those are pretty slick.
They are. They are definitely very nice. Hopefully they're not slick.
Barry with a big swing. Drives one home for the Hot Dogs as they cut the lead to 13.
That was like, did you see her? She just came down. Yeah, okay. I got a kill. That was nice. Yeah, okay.
Coley Moody checks out. Morgan Harrington at the service line now for Frankfort. Boy, I'll tell you, even when the first pass wasn't very good and your setter's running for their life to just keep it in play, it goes right to Durbin.
Yes. Yes.
Please don't tell me that's by design.
Actually, it is. It's practice. I'm sure they practice out of system balls.
It's a 2-touchdown lead right now for Western Boone. And they'll add another to that here.
Actually, that was a nice play. Perry just overran the ball. If you're doing a slide or something behind the setter, you need to keep the ball in front of you. Step, plant, and then go reach for the ball nice and high.
We got a big night headed your way on the ISC Sports Network. Actually, a good weekend headed your way as Western Boone gets another point here and pulls to within one of closing out Frankfort tonight. But tomorrow night on our airwaves, Friday Night Football, Attica at Fountain Central, Lawrence North at Carmel. You can find that on ISC or MyNDTV with the great Greg Rakestraw and Coach Lance Scheid. Warren Central's at Ben Davis and Pendleton Heights at New Pal. All 4 of those games headed your way tomorrow night on ISC. And then Saturday it's college football. Olivet Nazarene will travel to Marion University. That's a 1:05 kickoff. Make sure you tune in there as we got to see the Knights last Saturday. It's a part of a doubleheader I worked over there. We had women's soccer and then football. I just hung out for 13 hours and covered sports. It was kind of fun. Frankfort not going away quietly here, continuing to fight.
I do like that. They haven't given up.
We are in game point.
Match point.
Match point, excuse me. Western Boone just needs that one more to close things out here tonight. In a 3-0 dominating fashion on our airways. Great serve. Does that one hit the top? I always call it the tape.
The tape.
It is the tape? Good.
Yeah, top of the net. And now they have tapes where they have some logos and stuff, which really does help when you have pictures and you have video shot from behind. It's really, great marketing.
See if Western Boone can close it out here. And they do. As it was blocked at the net, and then the left-hander and Elena Christner does a great job in making the play. Western Boone closes this one out 25-12, 25-7, and now 25-9 here in the final. Gene, your final thoughts on tonight's match?
Frankfort didn't quit. I like that. They kept keeping and trying to keep in play. WEBO's good. They have attackers. Their setter does a nice job with location. And when you're in system with good hitters and a good setter location, you're going to dominate.
Tonight's game was brought to us by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, where they believe in putting family first. As active members of the community, they know that when dealing with a loss, seeing a familiar face and being treated like family is important. Day and Ginda Funeral Home will serve your family in a unique and loving way and be the family you need. For more information about the services Day and Ginda Funeral Home offers, please visit dayandginda.com. That almost does it for our post-game trophies, but we got one more to give, and it's the Frankfort Eagles Clinton County Player of the Game, where they are people helping people. And tonight, Gene, I hope you're all right with my selection. I went with Lily Rockhold. I thought when given an opportunity, she played pretty well. Was in place for some blocks tonight, had a couple of big hits, did well from the service line, and just all around, she was one of them other than Brooklyn Perry that stood out to me tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good choice.
So congratulations to Lily Rockhold, and congratulations tonight to the Western Boone Stars. They improved to 13-4 on the season. That's going to do it for our broadcast. We want to remind you, tonight's broadcast was brought to us by the Frankfort Eagles. They're people helping people. By Day and Ginda Funeral Home, proud supporters of high school athletics in Clinton and Carroll County. By the healthy communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. And by Mulberry Telecommunications. Mintel Fiber Services offer the best gig in town. For the Hall of Famer Gene Kesterson and all the students behind the scenes at Hot Dog TV, I'm Sean Walker. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. We hope you will join us next week when our coverage brings us right back here to Frankfort High School as the Hot Dogs will take on Tipton. That one's Tuesday night around 7 p.m. We'll see you then.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your